I glanced at Bevan and felt silly for being nervous. We would face no danger. We would be 2 days' walk from home, no more than that. People from the tooth would come soon to get cheese and butter. I took a deep breath and tried to let my worries go with it when I let it out. The day promised fair. The air was cool and the forest was quiet. Only the sound of the cattle broke the stillness. Garrick smiled at me and I smiled back. Delphine and Nerve had been in the high pasture 3 times before, so they directed us along, sticking to the flat meadows as the sun rose, then easing the herd one way or another to find easy creek crossings and better grazing as we went. No no tooth owned the land we were passing through. Anyone who wished to graze animals here had the right. It was the law. Our cattle were all thin and most were with calf, so we did not rush them when we came to high stands of fresh grass. Fallon sometimes went ahead a little but stayed in sight. The ewes balked at every stream we crossed. Each time it took all of us to bring them around and get them running, forcing them to plunge into the water. Once in, they did find the water wasn't deep. I found myself taking deep breaths of oak-scented air when we passed close to the edge of the forest, digging my toes into the warm soil, humming as we walked. Herding cattle is a pleasant, mindless task, so long as they are not scared witless by something. Cattle are content to walk and graze. It is their natural life, after all. That night we camped atop a low hill. We made a simple supper of broiled corn and rock-hard cheese. Fallon camped in a little ways off with the sheep backed up against an outcropping so they wouldn't startle and scatter in the night. Once Delphine and Nerve had hobbled the lead cows, we settled in and laid out our blankets. Soon they were dozing. Delphine snored. We began to whisper. "Bevan, will you tell us about it some day?" Garrick asked. Bevan shifted, rolling over onto her belly. "About being captured?" "Yes," Garrick said. "Why, were they cruel to you?" Bevan sighed. "No, I told you, no one hurt me at all." "No one even saw them take you," I told her. Bevan sat up. That only meant to take the horses. She folded her hands in her lap. "It was like this. I was standing with one arm flung upward, shouting at my mother to run, just as the man galloped past." She shuddered, and neither Garrick nor I said a word. "I think he just saw me close by like that, and he caught my arm and dragged me up in front of him," she went on. "I fought, but—" Garrick and I exchanged a look. No girl our age stood a chance at matching the strength of a grown man. "Once I was up," Bevan went on. "He reined hard to the side and galloped into the woods. That's why no one saw. He hid. He waited until the others had our horses running. Then he galloped back into the clearing to follow them." Garrick let out a long breath. "He didn't hurt you?" Bevan shook her head. "No, truly he apologized to me, but he wouldn't let me go." "How far did they take you?" I asked. "They rode hard," Bevan told us, "all that day and into the next. At sunrise we were headed straight into the rising sun." "Going east, then?" Garrick said. "Normans?" Bevan smiled. "No, but Laura's father asked me that too." I blinked. I hadn't known he had talked to her. "They were Irish," he said, "not Normans. I don't know what clan. Her voice faded. "The most terrible thing was thinking I would never see you two again, or my mother and brothers, or Tally." She paused, and I could imagine her blushing, though it was too dark to see. Then after the man was kind to me, I worried about Laura's father being angry and riding after me, how it would become a war.